Let's start with the quiz, inshallah. Let's see how it went. So first off, to start off, how did it go? I want to ask you guys.
Let's see how many correct we got.
Yeah, let's see how many you guys got correct. Okay. So, you guys tell me the answers here, right? Provide the first section was regarding the pronouns, the pronoun charts that we were learning. And then the second section was regarding verb tenses. Past, present, those two charts that we had, the paper that I gave out last week. So let's start at the top. So provide the corresponding pronoun in English/Arabic based off of what was given to you. Now, the first one, it says home. What is that in English? They? Male. Good, yeah. With translation, when translating in terms of pronouns, we got to be very specific because they is not very specific in Arabic at least. Okay, they male. Hunna. They female. Good. Ana. I male or female. Ana is used for I regardless of gender. What is we in Arabic? Nahnu. Nahnu. Okay. And you female, this is singular. Anti. For female, anti. Anti. Okay. Okay, hopefully everybody got that 100% right. Inshallah. Okay, let's look at the next ones. Oh, you can't. That's very difficult to read. Okay. First one, yaf'alu.
Present tense, male, singular, third person.
Present tense. How can we tell is present tense? Yeah. It starts with ya. Male, how do we know it's male? Yeah. Also because of the ya. Usually a ya is used for male. Okay. And is it singular or plural or dual?
Singular, third person.
Singular, third person. Good. Okay. And that's just, it's on the chart. It matches up. What does it say on the chart? What's the word that's used? Yadribu. Good. Okay. Yadribu. Okay. Next one. Fa'alu.
Past tense, male, plural, third person.
Past tense. How do you know it's past tense? Yes, exactly. There's nothing at the beginning. There's no ya, ta, na. None of that is in the beginning, right? So automatically we know it's past tense. Okay. It's past tense. What number? Is it singular or plural? It's plural, okay? Plural because of the waw and the alif. Fa'alu. Fa'alu. It's plural. Male or female? Male, okay? And first, second, or third person? Third person. Good. Question. Yes.
Can we say whenever it starts with fa, it's a past tense?
So this is the verb to do. So depending on the verb, this letter is going to be different. So for example, to prostrate, what's the word to prostrate? Sajada, right? In this same form, it would be sajadu. To say a group of males prostrated. Past tense. That indicates plural past tense male. Third person. Okay?
You also said there's no na at the beginning. What if na is present?
If na is present and it's not one of the root letters, then that na means present tense. It means we. We. Right? As you kind of see in the present tense chart, nadribu, the na indicates we. It's the one all the way at the bottom there.
Can we say if there are only root letters, then it is always a past tense? Just 3 letters.
If it's just 3 letters, it's past tense. Yes. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Is everybody following along thus far? Yeah. Okay. Number 3. تفعلين.
Present, male, female, singular, second person.
Good. Yes. Present tense. We know it's present tense because the ta. Good. Present tense. Female. We know it's female because ina at the end. Yes. Present tense female. Second person because that's the form, but the ta. Yeah, the ta usually. The ta either is used for second person or it's used for feminine, female. And here it's used for both. Okay. تفعلين. Okay. In our chart, what does it match up to? تضربين. Yes, تضربين. Okay. So this is you and we said that. Okay. فعلت. فعلت. Past.
Singular, third person.
Female. Singular. Third person. فعلت. Good. You guys are getting it, inshallah. Yeah? Okay. فعلت. فعلت.
Past tense, singular, first person.
Past tense. Singular. Both male or female. Both. First person. Good. فعلت. I did it. This means I did it. Okay. فعلنا.
Past tense, male, female, past female.
Yeah, what?
Past, they, female, third person.
Yes, exactly. This is past tense. They, female. Third person. فعلنا. What's the difference between this and we? So what's the difference between? This is a very good question that came up here. What's the difference between this form and if we say we did it? They, female, did it versus we did it. What's the difference? فعلنا noon and alif. Okay. So I don't know what we call it in English. The elongated vowel, I guess it would be an elongated vowel, right? The N sound has an elongated vowel after it, and in Arabic we call this a mud. Mud, right? A mud would mean we. There's no mud here. There's no extra alif here, so there's no mud. Therefore, it is they, female, third person, past tense. Yeah. Any questions regarding that? No. Okay. Okay. Last one that we have, يفعلون. Present, male, plural, third person. Good. يفعلون. Good. Anybody have any questions? Everybody able to follow along? Inshallah. Okay. Sure. Let me write it out a little bit so it's a little bit easier. Okay. 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 So we have the two verbs. We have the root word. Fa'ala. 3-letter root word, which is almost 95% of the language is based off of 3-letter roots. Okay. This means, what does this mean? It means to do, but if we were to translate it literally, he did. Okay? Because it's the daraba form, he. Okay? He did it, it's in the past tense form. Okay. If we put where does this go? Nope. Okay. Okay. Can everybody see? Yes, okay. We have a difference between the following two verbs. What's the difference? The alif. Is it going to let me highlight it? I don't know if it's going to let me highlight it. Yes. Okay. It's the alif that's different. That alif makes it not pronounced as fa'alna, but rather it's pronounced as fa'alna, or actually the proper way of writing it in English would be nope, advanced symbol. Okay, I'm not going to be able to find it right now. The way that it's usually pronounced, there's a line over the A to indicate that it's a long A sound. So the two of these are different. Fa'alna and fa'alna are different. Fa'alna means we, and fa'alna means they, female. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, let's start with our lesson for today. Okay, Bismillah. So now we are at class number 5. What I want to go over today are nominal particles and possessives. These are two things that cause a noun to be put in the genitive case. What is the genitive case? Do you guys remember? That was a number of classes ago. Let's start with what are the three cases? The three states. Nominative, genitive, and accusative. The three states. Okay. What is nominative? Un. The u or un sound at the end of a noun. What is the genitive case? In. The e or in sound at the end of a noun. And what is an accusative? A or un. Right? Those are three cases. Now, one of the things that we kept asking back then in that class, and it was a little bit early to kind of go over that, one of the things that we kept asking was, why are we putting in the genitive case? What causes a noun to be put into the genitive case? And that's what we're going over today. These are two causes that we have to put a noun into the genitive case. The vast majority of the time that you have a kasra at the end of an ism, you have an e or an in sound. The vast majority of the time, it's because of one of these two reasons. Okay? Okay, let's look at the examples. Let's start. Nominal particles, the easiest way for us to remember it, in English, we usually call them prepositions. We call them prepositions. So let's look at an example, or a few examples. What are the prepositions here? In and on. Okay? When we say, let's say, my son is in the house. Okay? He's at home, he's in the house. Okay? In is a preposition. This is a prepositional phrase, right? You have a preposition followed by a noun, and that gives you a prepositional phrase. So a preposition is a nominal particle. In the masjid, nominal particle. On the table, on is a nominal particle. What did we say? All in the Arabic language, we have 3 types of words. What are the 3 types of words? Noun, verbs, and particles, right? So this is that 3rd type that we didn't go over yet. We went over nouns, we went over verbs. This is our 3rd type. These are the particles, okay? Prepositions. So now let's look at this in the Arabic language. When we want to say in the house, we say fi. Fi means in. Fi means in. Al-bayt is the house. Okay? Al-bayt means the house. Usually this should have an u sound at the end of it. It should usually say al-baytu, right? If I were usually using any noun, it always should have a u sound at the end of it, or an un sound. Rather, it has an e sound. We say fil bayti. The e sound is caused because of this preposition. Fi is a preposition, and it is causing our noun, our ism, our noun, is causing our noun to get changed into the genitive state. It's now in the genitive state, okay? So bayt is in the genitive state. Let's look at the next example. Fi al-masjid. Masjid being the house of Allah, right? In the masjid. We want to change the ending of it. Instead of al-masjidu, we want to change it to al-masjidi. The E sound. E or in, right? We want to change it to the E sound. And just a small question from one of the previous classes. We didn't go through in too much detail, but hopefully you guys remember how when a noun has, at the ending of a noun, it either has an u or an un sound. When does it have an u sound? When does it have an un sound? When is it a dhamma? When is it a tanween? If it starts with al, good. If it's proper, meaning al, meaning the, if it's a proper noun means that it's not going to take the un sound, it's not going to take a tanween. But if it's common, meaning it's general, right? If it's common and it doesn't have the alif lam on it, then it's going to take a tanween, it's going to take an un sound. Okay. Fil masjidi, alal maktabi, on top of the table. Alal maktabi. And then we have an e sound at the end. Does this make sense? I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you give an example for that sound you said, right? Without the...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could say that. So let's look at an example here. Oh, it's not showing. Okay, so we have kitabun. That's how it should usually be. If a noun is by itself, okay, kitabun, kitabun. Okay, when we add alif lam to it, it becomes al kitabu. Al kitabu. And the alif lam, this al makes it proper. Okay. Now if we say fi masjidin. Okay? It's in a masjid. It's in a masjid. I don't know which masjid. It's in one of the masjids. It's in a masjid. This is common. Versus fi al-masjidi. It's in That specific masjid. It's in that masjid. It's in the masjid. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah.
In a masjid is or in masjid is it like any difference in Arabic when you write in masjid or in a masjid?
In masjid, well, all nouns will either have to be common or proper, right? So in English, usually we use either a or the. So then when we say in, we're going to say either a masjid or in the masjid. Yeah. Okay. 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 Any other questions regarding those nominal particles? No. Okay. 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 These are about almost all of the particles that you'll see. There are some more, but these are the vast majority of the particles in the Arabic language. There are limited number of particles, especially nominal particles in the Arabic language. So let's look at them. The first one, min. Min means from. I've given this to you guys. I'll share the PowerPoint as well. You can kind of use it as a reference. You don't have to memorize this. You don't have to memorize the particles. That's fine. But I'm giving it as a reference also so that you guys have it in the PowerPoint when I send it out. Okay. Min, from. Min al masjidi. Where are you coming from? I'm coming from the masjid. Min al masjidi. Okay. Ila, to. Where are you going? I'm going to the masjid. Dhahabtu, I went to ilal masjidi. Ilal masjidi. I'm trying to use a lot of similar examples that I kind of used before, so it's a little bit, some of the sentences might be a little bit strange, but inshallah that's okay. Ilal masjidi, I'm going to the masjid. An, about. An, about. Anil kitab. Anil kitab. About the book. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the book. About the book. And then you see al-kitabi.
You said Anil Kitabi, no kasra or just?
There is this one. That's it's put there because of while you're reciting, when you're reading, it kind of makes it sound easier to pronounce.
What he's asking is on al-kitabi or al-kitabi.
Yes, anil kitabi. You got to put a kasra here because there's a rule when you are. This is more so a tajweed type of rule that the lugha, the language, has put together. We can't have two unvoweled sounds, right? When you have two unvoweled sounds, how do you pronounce it? This is an. Right, an. This is l-kitab. That letter actually in the middle isn't pronounced.
Becomes with the kasra.
Then that noon gets changed to a kasra so that you can actually pronounce it. Because in Arabic, you can't have two unvoweled letters next to each other.
Like when you have an ayat that starts with sukun, you put a kasra.
Yeah, there's different rules. There's more rules than that, but yeah, depending on the situation. For example, alhamdu starts with a fatha. Ar-Rahman starts with a fatha. Yeah. So there's different rules for that. Okay.
So it's always kasra or?
Some, depending on the rule, it could be a fatha, it could be a dhamma, or it could be a kasra. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anil kitabi. Ala means on. Ala al-maktabi. Ala al-maktabi. On the table. On the table. On top. Okay. Fil fasli. Fil fasli. Fi means in. Fil fasli, in the classroom. In the classroom. Okay. Bi means with. Bi Muhammadin. With Muhammad. Where are you who are you going with? I am going with Muhammad. I'm going to the masjid with Muhammad bi Muhammadin. Okay. Li means for. Okay. Who are you doing this for? Li Khalidin. Li Khalidin. Okay. And we have the in sound. You can hear the in sound at the end. Okay. Kaf, like ka Zaydin. You look like Zayd. You look like Zayd. ka Zaydin, like Zayd. Okay?
These are only few examples or
There are maybe 5 or 10 more nominal particles, but you don't find them as commonly as these. These you'll find the majority of the time. Okay. Any questions before we go on to the next part?
So how would you say I go to the masjid? So ana ilal masjid.
So then you would say the verb for going is dhahaba. Okay? Now how would I say? Let's a good example. Okay? Let's kind of look at this example. I go to the masjid. Okay. I'm going to give you guys some hints. Go. Oh, it's not showing. Go is the ha ba. The ha ba. Go is the ha ba. To is, we kind of went over this in the previous, but to is fi. Oh, yes, excuse me. I am confused. Okay. I go ila, and masjid is an Arabic word, so I'll let that one go. Okay. So, how would I say? First of all, let's figure this out. I go to the masjid. Is this in English? In English, is this past or present? This is present. Okay. Okay. So we're looking at, if you guys still have your charts, we're looking at the bottom chart. Okay. How do I say I in present tense? Ana is the pronoun, right? So I don't have to write ana because it's included in the verb itself. But let's say I write ana. Okay, I. Now, how do I conjugate the verb to indicate that I'm the one who's doing it? Yeah, so the one in our example is adribu. I want to use that form with dhahaba. What else? Adhabu. You have to follow the same adhabu. Okay? Adhabu. Adhabu is just like adribu, right? Adhabu. Okay? And then ila masjid or al-masjid or al-masjid because it says the masjid. And then what's on the what's the haraka at the end? Ila al-masjidi. We just wrote our first sentence. Yes. Subhanallah. Ana adhabu ila al-masjidi. And that makes sense. The only thing is you don't have to say ana. This is actually kind of repetitive. You don't have to say ana there. Adhabu ila al-masjidi. I go to the masjid. Ruh is ammiya. Yeah. So in Arabic we have what we call fusha and ammiya. Fusha also is similar to like modern standard Arabic, right? The older Arabic that was used by the Prophet ﷺ and the scholars for the last so many years, they use what's called fusha. Now in present day, the different dialects of the Arabic language have differed a lot over the years, right? That's why a lot of the phrases in Egyptian are very different. In Palestinian, it's very different. In somewhere like Morocco, it's totally different, completely different, right? And they all actually call it Arabic, right? Because they have different dialects and so on, and they have names for their dialects. So, ruh is actually one of the colloquial terms that's used for going. Yeah, for going. Okay.
Say he goes to the masjid, then it will be
Yeah. How would that be?
If we want to say go to the Irving Masjid, so can the Irving be put in the last?
We haven't learned how to do no descriptors yet. So yadhabu would be he goes ila al masjidi. Okay, that's he goes to the masjid. Yes. Okay, and so the difference also between like Fusha and Ammiya and colloquial and standard Arabic is how we understand Shakespearean English to how we talk right now. Shakespearean, if you talk Fusha, for example, to a modern day Arab, it sounds the same as Shakespearean sounds to us, right? That's how it sounds like to them.
This is basically the old Shakespeare Arabic.
Yes, Fusha, yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The Quran is in Shakespeare's format of Arabic.
Yeah, the Quran is Fusha. Yes, in Fusha. Okay. The next thing that I want to go over is idafa or possessives. What are possessives? In English, what is a possessive? Ownership. Yes, ownership, absolutely. It is when you have someone or something that owns something else. So let's look at the examples that we have. In English, what we usually do is we sometimes you'll see the term of. House of Muhammad. You could say that, but more properly, the way that we refer to it is Muhammad's house. You put an apostrophe S. Apostrophe S is used across the board for possessives in the English language. So we have Muhammad's house. Whose house is it? It's Muhammad's house. It's not house is Muhammad, it's Muhammad's house. Okay. Next one, Khalid's book. Who does the book belong to? It belongs to Khalid. Zayd's table, the table belongs to Zayd. Okay, now let's look at that in Arabic. Bayt means house. Baytu Muhammadin. When you have two nouns next to each other, those two nouns, one of them is treated as the possessor, and the other one is treated as the possessed, let's say, okay? The possessor always comes afterwards. The possessor always comes afterwards. So, you see here, in the English language, we put Muhammad first. In Arabic, we read right to left, so Muhammad is second. Okay, you see that the item or the thing that is being possessed comes first. So Bayt, which means house, this would be house of Muhammad, or if we were to say it properly, Muhammad's house. Okay, let's look at the next one. Kitabu Khalidin. Kitabu Khalidin, the book of Khalid. The book of Khalid, or as we should translate it, Khalid's book. Okay. The second noun, the possessor, the noun, will take a genitive case. The genitive state, it will have an in at the end or an e at the end. Okay? Baytu Muhammadin. Muhammadin. It has an in sound. Maktabu Zaydin. Zayd's table. The table of Zayd. Zayd's table. That's how we would say it in Arabic. And we have a genitive case here. It is jar, as we call it. Any questions?
What if the name already ends with in? By, like Nuruddin.
What is it?
The name is Nuruddin's table. How do you
What if
write
the
it?
name ends in already?
Nuruddin's table.
Nuruddin doesn't actually end in in. That's deen.
So how do we write that?
Nuruddini. So let's look at the name, okay? Let's look at actually some names. Let's look at a different name actually. Okay. Do you guys know anybody by the name of Abdullah.
Abdullah.
You know the name Abdullah? What does abd mean? Slave, servant. Okay? Servant of Allah, right? Of God, of Allah. Okay? We are translating as the servant of Allah. This is actually a possessor. These are possessives. So, Al-Lafzul Jalala, Allah's name here, would get a kasra on it.
Is it not the Allah?
No, Allah is the name of
Yeah, I mean, in English, when you say Allah, you don't have to say the.
So like from the
Some people say in Allah you have an alif lam in the beginning, but many others, I believe the majority of grammarians say that this word was over history used for God, for the universal God. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this gets a kasra on it. This gets an e sound. This becomes abd, right? Abdu, Allah, He. We add the e sound at the end because it's a possessive, because it is Allah's servant. Allah's servant. Okay. Let's look at the example you said.
haven't ended with the in here then? Why we haven't ended with the in? Because Allah's servant, when you said earlier, Muhammad spoke. So,
Depending on the name. Okay, that's a good question. Let's use an example. Let's look at that as an example.
is it something specific to only Allah? That's why we have this.
Allah is treated as proper. The name is treated as proper. It takes only a kasra. It doesn't take a tanween. Yeah. Okay. 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 Actually, let's look at the other example. The name that you mentioned. Nuru. Okay. Okay. This is actually idafa as well. This is actually a possessive as well. Nur means the light, right? Ad-Din means the religion. So the way that this is translated is the light of the religion. Light of the religion. Okay? So this is a possessive, so this noon takes an E sound. The Nuruddini. Okay? That's how it would be pronounced fully, but obviously we don't pronounce that fully because we don't need to. Okay? Okay. Is something dripping?
Yeah, water is not.
Oh no. Okay. And actually that was the end of what I wanted to go through today. So let's take any questions that you guys might have.
Why we say we don't have to say Nuruddin or Abdullah and then I?
So in Arabic, when you finish your speech, when you finish talking, you actually cut off whatever is there. So then you cut it off and you put an unvoweled sound there. So this becomes Deen, Abdullah. Okay? Even when we have Ar-Rahman in Surah Fatiha, right? Ar-Rahmani, Ar-Rahimi, actually, right? There's a kasra on it, there's an E sound, but we don't pronounce it. When you continue, you do it. Yes. Okay?
How do we say my house?
So, we say bait, right? And this should usually be a dhamma or whatever. What's the pronoun for my? I don't know actually if we went over this yet. Wait, let me check. Attached pronouns. I believe actually we did. We went over I think a few classes ago. Possessives for pronouns. Possessive pronouns, you put a ya at the end. This isn't going to be pronounced Beituyi. That would sound strange. So they just iron it out. Beiti, my house. Okay. This was a chart. I think in our second class we might have done this, so you might be able to find this in that class.
We didn't get the slide for class 4.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Let me send that 4 and 5. Inshallah, I'll send as well. Inshallah. Jazakumullahu khair. Thank you guys. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So yeah, I asked Brother Salim if we can do that. He said he was going to look into it, so I was wondering if actually we could announce it, but he didn't respond since then, so I wasn't sure.